Traditionally, after International Women's Day, the weekend closest to it, there's usually a march in Manchester. Manchester being, famous for its suffragettes. And Yes Matters was invited because they wanted to collect for our services that we give to children who are sexually abused, because we are a volunteer organisation. So we were invited and we said thank you, and we went along. There were different groups there. There were women with their daughters, little girls were there too. And we did the chants and stuff that have been used in the Reclaim the Streets marches for decades. But it became apparent that there were a group of, I've since found out, trans activists. They threw milkshakes at us, including myself. And this was without any provocation. We hadn't had any discussion. None of the chants were mentioning anything about trans people. And then a fight broke out between a trans woman and a woman. And I tried to put myself in between them to stop this, and ended up getting punched myself and kicked myself and thrown to the ground, which, to be honest, I don't really understand how following and targeting a group of women chanting about women's safety and then targeting them is really the right way to go about saying, share your spaces with us, it's safe. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, to be honest.
Celebrating International Women's Day, and you're saying that the people that attacked you were trans activists and a trans woman who sort of attacked you because you were promoting women. Is that right?
Well, according to the perpetrators' Twitter and their friends' Twitter, which they're celebrating what they've done, according to them, because this was an International Women's Day march, apparently it was promoting hate towards trans people. And I don't really understand that. If we had any conversation, or if there had been any chants about trans people, maybe I could understand, but that wasn't the case. I tried to speak to them. I tried to ask, why have you thrown this milkshake on me? You've destroyed some of our merchandise we bought, and I don't really understand why you've done this. But it was just, they didn't want to speak. And then the fight broke out. And I just tried to behave as decently as I could, and I was concerned that there were obviously little girls around and members of the public, men and women who had joined in our chants and donated to Yes Matters and stuff like that as we went along. Men and women, everyone was supporting when we were walking past. So I don't really understand their justification, other than they had decided that we thought differently the way they did, and decided that it was okay for them to punish us for it, I suppose. I'm not sure.
But these were men.
They were men, wouldn't they? They'd be trans women.
Is that right? So they were born men and they transitioned into womanhood, is that right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't the other way around, is what I'm getting at. So look, from where I'm sitting, I'm not trying to drag you into any murky territory. I was just going to say what my view on it is that, you've been attacked by a group of men.
Ugh, it's a fly.
Well, it seems that I have been quite literally dragged into it, really. And I don't think, that behaving like that is you can then at the same time tell women that they're being silly for being worried about sharing spaces. Well, being violent isn't the way to progress that. I don't understand the logic. And like I say, they're celebrating it online now. I had to go to the police with myself and another woman to give a statement, including a victim impact statement, which I haven't had to do since my sister's death, which was really difficult. Sorry. And to see them celebrating online, I just don't understand.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I mean, I hope you're okay, Gemma. It does seem ridiculous, but what you're doing is really important, because you're protecting the rights of women to be women and to be perceived as women, and for people to understand that it is very throwaway to just go, oh, well, we'll just, as Keir Starmer was talking about things to do with sort of changing the parameters of what is a woman and what can be defined as a woman. It is important for us women to stand up for what we believe in. Gemma, thank you so much for talking.